Hello, everyone, and welcome back. We are back here for this is going to be part 2 of National Public Safety Telecommunicators Week, a week before, right? A week before, and we are here in Johnston County, 911 in North Carolina, and we are going to start here in just one moment where we've got our counter that's going to pop up, and then we're going to jump right in. All right. Welcome back. And it has been an excellent week. To my right, I've got my good friend, Pokey, and she is the Executive Director with the North Carolina 911 Board. Thank you for joining me once again.
Oh, the bigger thanks goes to you for making the trip to North Carolina. Again, thank you so much.
It has been awesome. I drove this time, and it was only a 9-hour drive, but it was a lot of fun. But it was also during the eclipse, so I completely missed it everywhere, but I hear it was amazing. So good stuff. And on the screen, we have got some guests with us. I'm going to go ahead and start from the bottom left on the screen that you have here. I have Harriet Rennie Brown, and she is the Executive Director of NASNA. Thank you for being here. And I also have Brian Tegmeyer with the
National 911 office, and he can give you the proper name for that. We just say National 911 office,
right? And that's why I was waiting for a moment, because I was like, there's a bunch of different names that I've heard, but I want you to say what exactly it is, please, sir.
Yes.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. So I'm with NHTSA, the National Highway Transportation Safety Administration's National 911 program, located within the U.S. Department of Transportation.
And all that. Yeah. And that's exactly why I was asking
the
as
National 911 office.
Yes, the National 911 office.
We usually just abbreviate it the home of 911.gov.
Oh, yes. I like that. Very nice. And then, of course, we have Mr. Brian Fonts, who is the CEO of NENA, the National Emergency Number Association. Thank you for joining us once again. And I think he froze. I think it froze up a little bit.
Oh, no.
But that is okay. It'll probably pop back on here in just a moment. So we want to go ahead and jump right in. And so, Pokey, what is it that we're doing this week?
So this week, and I was thinking, what do we call this? Since Telecommunicator Week is next week, National Telecommunicator Week. So maybe this is pre-Telecommunicator Week, but we're here to honor, to recognize, shout outs, kudos to the telecommunicators here in North Carolina. But since this is a national live stream podcast, to all the telecommunicators across the country that fill the seats. So just a way to say thank you, a different way to say thank you.
Right.
So just imagine that we have,
Oh, there you go.
That we've put all of this in a box with a nice pretty bow and their name on it, and says, thank you, hero, for all that you do.
I love that. I want to go to Harriet now. You know, we have known each other for a long time, and it was a little while there in the beginning, though, that I had no idea that you were actually the director of the county that I was in, Allegan County Central Dispatch, before you ended up going on and doing all of these amazing things. So for you, kind of thinking back to that time as well, but even more so now, this week that we are talking about that is coming up and in celebration, you know, kind of what does that mean to you, and how it has just kind of impacted everything that you do and maybe that you stand for as well.
Well, thanks, Ricardo. And hey, you came in shortly after I had taken my position at the state, because I came from Allegan from a little over a year in Ionia County, and then little over 5 years at Benzie County, where I had been we didn't have 911 yet. I helped bring up that 911 system, but I started out as a dispatcher. And for everybody listening, Ricardo knows this when I refer to like Overijssel Township in Allegan County. And one of the things I was going to say about what Telecommunicators Week means to me is I've sat in that seat. And look at here, I know they can't see, but I still can't talk on a phone unless I have a headset. It's just one of those things. And I remember helping out in the comm room, even though I was the 911 director, taking a 911 call, and a woman had a heart attack. And I was walking the husband through CPR and listening to him beg his wife to breathe, to move, to open her eyes. And that's been 20 years, and I can still feel that. And I know what it's like to be at the console and have, that police officer who's, going to get snarky with you, who's going to call you a really, really bad name because whatever they need isn't there to help them yet. And that's your fault. Or that person who's afraid or sad or just really upset. And the job has changed so much that I can honestly say I do not think I know I couldn't do your job anymore. It has gotten so complex and so demanding that I'm just pleased that and blessed that my career took me to a place that allows me to help put the policies and the structures and the things in place to help make your jobs better. I can't make it any easier, but I can do things that will help make it better, whether it's funding or a reliable network or the training tools that you need or that your leadership needs. I'm just happy to be there and to do that. So I know what it's like, and I know that Brian's probably going to share the same thing too.
That is awesome. Thank you. And yes, Mr. Tegmeyer, if you can jump in as well.
Yeah, no, I mean, first of all, thank you to all of you telecommunicators out there in North Carolina and everywhere that may be watching this. As Pokey said, April 14th through the 20th is National Public Safety Telecommunicator Week. I look at this as our warm up, our ramp up to get ready to celebrate and thanks. And it's so important. We need all of you 911 telecommunicators to be there whenever and wherever emergencies happen, to answer that call, and to provide that true first responder response. And whether that's through pre-arrival instructions, dispatching the right agencies to the right locations, it's all so important. And like Harriet said, I also did start my career wearing a headset. Actually, not to age myself, we didn't even have headsets. But I dispatched with dispatch cards and active 8 years actually working at council, and then worked at 2 other 911 centers after that as well in management. So it's a super important job, and I'm super thankful for everyone out there that is working to impact their communities and their agencies.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you both very much for that. And Mr. Font, we've got you back here. We had a little technical difficulty, but you're back on here. So thank you for coming back. And the same for you as well, as we're talking about this and really what it means to you and Nina.
Sure. I think this week coming up, National Telecommunicator Week, is a tribute to those who, in many respects, are in a profession that is almost a calling, and the desire is to serve the public best way they can be served with the technology that is at their fingertips, with both in the public and in the 911 center, as well as the commitment, dedication, and so forth. I think if nothing else, this week in celebrating the true first responders, we should also engage in a dialogue about what the world of the true first responders is like. And that begs the issue of making sure that they have the best technology available to them, that they are recognized as a public safety service provider, a protected service, if you will, and that there is the need to underscore how important this is, not only to the individual who's placing that call on behalf of themselves or someone else in their moment of need, but also for community safety. They may be making a call that also goes to the issue of somebody's running from a van, or I just seen an explosion, or something to this nature. And so it is the individual and the community that is served by these true first responders. And we need to provide them with the very best technology and services available to them that they could operate at their peak performance at all times.
I like what Brian said about not just that caller, but the community. I think sometimes that gets forgotten because someone sees something and they call it in, and it could impact a lot of people. It could be it's just impacting a family because they're seeing someone else in peril. It could be a mountainside on fire that they see, but that one person called. So Brian, you're right. It impacts the entire community in ways that sometimes folks don't even know. I'll take the opportunity here. Brian mentioned providing the technology. We're very proud of the technology here in North Carolina. We just celebrated bringing our last PSAP onto our next gen system, our statewide EZNet, or Emergency Services Internet Protocol Network. We're very happy with that we have that network. Very proud of the work that is done with the 911 board to ensure that the call handling equipment and all the technology is there for our telecommunicators. Really looking at that training aspect of it. Just, I'm hearing accolades of the 2 classes that we hosted this week here in North Carolina. We're working on doing that again. And but we do now need to focus on that recognition for those the telecommunicators. And there's nothing wrong with the profession of a clerical worker or administrative person. That's how I started my career many, many moons ago. My overall career as a administrative assistant. That's good, but I got to go home at 5 o'clock, and and I didn't have to work shifts, and I didn't have to deal with everyone's situation. So having that recognition for the job that they do, but then also the benefits behind the classification or reclassification is very important.
Right. And so as we're talking about all of this, as well as you mentioned, each one of you mentioned also the technology as well. Pokey, I want to start with you. For you personally, and what you've seen, how has the technology changed from when you were very first starting in public safety to the way it is now?
Oh, and Harriet was right on it. She mentioned going to a county that they did not have 911. When I jumped into the 911 world, that's the world I went into. That there it was, rural route addressing, no civic addressing, no CAD system. So before wireless 911. So I've had the fortune in my career to see all of these things come about. Just what you think, well, overnight? No, it's been a long career getting there. But just, when we think about, we used to dial 4-digit numbers to get the sheriff's office. And now, and then whoever answered at the sheriff's office, they knew you. That it was probably your cousin you were talking to. And they knew the red barns and the oak trees and all of those landmarks. But now we have very high-tech, state-of-the-art systems, centers, just like Johnston County does, for those folks who take care of us. That's how we try to take care of them. Brian said it. Let's give them the technology that they need to do the job. And Harriet, I think she said, we can't make it easier, but we can make it better.
Right. Yes. And I want to go back to Mr. Fonts as we're talking about the technology as well, and throughout your time. How has it been for you? What have you seen the technology?
Well, first off, I'm a real believer in technology. I think I've always been this way, no matter what my profession was throughout my life. I think technology provides obviously good and bad with any invention, any new capability. And I think the benefits of new technology, the ability to, for example, incident coverage, incident video, if you will, that will provide more detail, more information. We're in a data-driven world. We've been in the data-driven world since the mid to late 90s. And here we are in 2024, not really capable of pulling in the data from the caller who's making that very important 911 call. So I believe that we need to have information-rich 911 calls. We need to have the technology, the backbone in place to enable that rich information to accompany that caller so that we can provide, again, the very best service to the public. And so I am a strong believer. We've seen improvements in location accuracy with 90% now about 911 calls originating from wireless devices, and locating anybody that's using a spectrum dependent device is a challenge. But to see the improvements both in horizontal and vertical plane with respect to location is a great tool. And we have other types of technologies and services that can be utilized in the 911 center. And we have even more that if that center is capable of receiving both in the backbone and with the technology at the center, the data provided by that 911 caller. I'm a believer in technology.
I love that, and thank you both for that. And I want to go to Harriet and Brian Tegmeyer here on this next part, and look towards the how the importance of culture, because we are talking about this week that is coming up and recognition and everything else. But I feel like, especially when we're thinking about the 911 Saves Act and being reclassified and everything, I've been telling people this week that if we can't recognize each other, how can we expect for anyone else to recognize us as well? So Harriet, I want to start with you on that.
When I first introduced myself, I say I started out as a dispatcher. That's what we were. There wasn't a thing as telecommunicator. And to see this evolution, and when we look at the staffing crisis that the country is facing now, for those of you that caught the NPR story this week, where it's getting national attention. NASNA has contributed to articles, I believe, in USA Today, in the Wall Street Journal, and the New York Times have also looked at this. And I think finally, even through this crisis, people are able to see, like Brian has talked about, the evolution of technology. It's also been the evolution of the skill set and of the expectations that have been put on the telecommunicator. And with that comes the crisis and comes the challenge of training, of selecting, training, and staffing, and retaining those telecommunicators, but also the public getting a glimpse into how demanding and how skilled that profession is. It's like air traffic control on the ground, and in every single bit as important. And through this, I really hope the nation can see how important that we are our own profession.
Yes, and profession is right.
Right. Yes, exactly. And moving over to Brian Tegmeyer, the same question to you as well. But I also want you to add the piece that you were talking about, something that you're really pushing, and that's self-care. And it's also based off of something that happened to you personally, which is very powerful. That you're sharing the story as well. So thank you for that too.
Yeah, it shows. Let me start, Ricardo, with the profession, and I feel very strongly about this. My first, real experience of moving from a call center, as a Harriet's a dispatcher. I was called a clerk dispatcher, like the worst title ever.
Yeah.
Was my hired title, and that was because we were clerks of the court, not because we were considered a clerk otherwise. But still, I started that job, and I did it for like 3 years before I got to my state conference. And that was 25 years ago when I got to my first state conference. And it was that day, literally, when I got to a state conference that I realized this was not a job. This was a career, and there was something more, a profession and an ability. And fast forward 6 years after that, after my first time being at a state conference, I was presenting at the state conference. I was earning my EMP certification. I was working to improve myself in the centers I was working at. And then, I was fortunate to lead the second largest center in the state of Illinois. And it is a challenge. And your original question was culture. And it is hard. It's hard to be leading culture. It's hard to play well with others in such a stressful and demanding job. But I think it starts with what you were asking then of myself of it starts with taking care of yourselves, and taking care of yourself is important from a mental point of view. And I think we're starting to recognize that. We're starting to be a lot more transparent and talking about mental health in our workforce and mental health with our coworkers and looking out for each other. And that's really great. I want to talk about self-care also from your physical health. As you said, I'm sharing this year that, I found myself in not a unique situation, but I found myself personally in a situation I was hoping to never have, which was a trip to the emergency room with chest pains. And that led to a diagnosis of a heart attack and open heart surgery. And that was a life-changing experience for me. And I want to share that personal story with everyone in 911 because I know that it was my 26 years in 911 that really impacted my personal health, among other factors. And our sedentary lifestyle, our diet, and all of those factors played into this. And I think the other part that is so important, and I want everyone in our profession to recognize in themselves, is you've got to take time for yourself. You've got to figure out and schedule that doctor's appointment. Make sure you're getting your blood pressure checked, make sure you're getting your cholesterol checked, and make sure you're doing what your health professionals are advising you to do. It's really easy to push that stuff off when there's always another shift, there's always another, whatever, you're budgeting your time. So many of us in this profession budgeted our time so tightly. And I know everyone that's working the radio and the consoles and the phones are still doing that today, that you've got to find some time for yourself because we need you. The 911 telecommunicators of our nation are the lifeline to the community and to our responders, and we need you. And we need you to be healthy. We need you to be ready to do your job. And for that to work, you have to take care of yourself.
And Brian, like we were talking the other day, that's not just those doctor's appointments and making sure you're taking your medication, making sure you do get your medication, even though payroll may be tight that week or that month in your house, take that medication.
Right.
Also put time on the calendar for you.
Mm-hmm.
Do something fun for you. Go get your nails done. Go to the park with the kids. Don't go to the park with the kids. Let someone else take the kids to the park. Put some time for you. Your mental health needs that, and your mental health helps your physical health. So it's part and parcel. You have to do both. You have to do both.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I just like to add to what Brian said and agreed with everything he said. I just add one other thing. Listen to those that care the most about you. Brian's very fortunate to have a wife that's, in my book, amazing, but he also is willing to listen to her. And I think it's our friends, our family, our spouses, our significant others who know us very well and can tell when things aren't right. Or you can say, hey, look, I have a problem here. I need your help. And so that ability to connect with those that have the most meaning to you in your life can help you on your road to wellness.
Yes.
Go ahead, Harriet.
I'm going to jump in real quick here too, and to tie into both what Brian and Brian said is we're in a helping service, and it's so hard for us to ask help. And we're the last ones because we're so used to solving other people's problems. Don't be afraid to ask for help, and don't be afraid to do those uncool things. When Brian Tagmeyer mentioned getting your cholesterol checked, and especially in a field that has so much pressure and so many, and we bring it up, women working in the field, don't be afraid, and this applies to everybody. Do those things that aren't fun. Get that colonoscopy, get that mammogram, get those things that you don't want to do, because I've seen coworkers off and have gone through those processes of serious illnesses. And we were so happy when Brian recovered and was back with us, because there were a lot of people that were praying for him every single day. But do those things, whether it's make an appointment with a therapist, even if your health insurance doesn't cover it, look into it, see if it does.
Community services.
there's community services that are community mental health and programs that are out there that can and will help you.
And Harriet, along with asking for that help for or doing those things, get those appointments, get those tests that you don't want to get. It's okay to ask your mom or your mother-in-law to take care of the kids for a few hours on the one of the 2 days that you have off. It's okay to do that. It's okay to ask a friend to run an errand for you because your errand list that day is so long. Don't take your time off from work to go take care of everyone else. Get your community to take care of you because you take care of your community.
Right. Yes, exactly. And what I've been telling people this whole week, make sure to listen to your body, because otherwise, if you wait too long, you will get to a point where your body will make you listen.
Brian
and by
T.
that time,
Yeah.
that you then you have to start working on everything. And sometimes for a lot of us, it's a hard lesson to learn. And I went through it myself, and thank you, chiropractor. You really helped me.
Oh, yes.
Because I was like this for a long time. And I was telling people a lot, make sure to listen to your body. So it is just after 12. And I know Harriet and Brian Fonts, you both have a meeting that you have to get to. So thank you so very much for being here with us.
Personally,
and we're going to continue on.
Personally, I think both of you all put this on your calendar for next year. We're going to do the same thing around the same time. But personally, I think both of you all, I know that your calendars are jam-packed. So thank you. I hope it wasn't a stressor. I hope I didn't stress them out anymore to add one more thing. But thank you both for that. And Brian T., thank you as well, sir. And I have to agree, your wife, Amanda, she rocks.
Yes, she is awesome. Thank you, the three of you, for joining us here. And Pokey and I are going to continue on. Thank you. And
thank you.
Appreciate it. Be safe wherever you're at.
Yes.
All right.
Have a great week next week, everyone.
Yes, you as well.
So now we're going to do some giveaways. So we have to find Kristen.
Yes.
Kristen is the keeper of the gift names. Is she out there? Let me go see if I can find her. I'll
go
be back.
for it. Yep, I'll be here.
Yes, I know.
I'll be here with everybody.
Yes. Oh,
so this has been excellent. Just all of it has been so good. And we have some giveaways here that we're going to be doing.
Come on, Kristen. Let's do some giveaways. We had over 90-some people. Did you say?
We had 103.
Wow.
So we had 103 folks register for this. And so what link was there? Because there wasn't a link attached to whatever email I had to pull anything up.
I just I sent it.
Okay, let me double check.
Okay.
We're here. We're live. This is how we're doing this.
So
this is fine.
So this is Kristen Valco.
Yes.
She's one of our 911 regional coordinators for the Eastern region.
Oh, here it is. I didn't see this one.
She's fabulous at pulling things like this together. So, we found the email with so we had 103.
Yes, 103.
Oh, there goes the spinning wheel.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
All right. Let me switch this over here. So this is what's going to happen. I'm going to go ahead and share this on the screen so that you can see this as well. And just want to make sure.
The handbag.
Yes. Thank you, Firehouse Subs, for lunch yesterday, I believe.
All right. Okay, here we go.
Nice. Oh, nice prizes. Oh.
All right. So there we go. Oh, Angie over here says, listen to your body. Couldn't be more true. Yes. Very much so. Yes. All right. So we have got several giveaways. We've got 4 Imagine Listening book bundles. And so it's an Imagine Listening book, and I will be signing those as well. They each come with a look at that. Nice.
Oh, yay.
I love you guys. You guys are awesome. This is so much fun. So you've got that. We've got a wristband. There is a patch, and then also a lapel pin that is right there.
There we go.
That's amazing.
Yes.
And so there's 4 of those that we're going to be doing, and then the 2 individual hats as well. So there's a Sons of Dispatch, and then there is an I Am 911 hat there as well. One of them is a fitted cap, and the other one is a snapback. So Here we go.
Trucker
We're about
cap.
to start.
It's a trucker
Oh,
cap.
yes, a trucker
cap.
Yes, a trucker cap. Yes. All right. So we're going to go ahead and hit this here, and we'll see who the first winner is.
I love that little application. Just
All
need to
right.
practice.
So winner number one,
Winner, chicken dinner.
Felicia Gaston.
All right.
Yay.
All right.
Woohoo!
Well done. Congratulations. And we'll be getting a hold of you. All the information that came in had like emails and such. And
Emails and home addresses. And she's actually a 911 director at Hertford County. So
Oh, sweet.
I'm
All right.
familiar. She's in my region. So I will be delivering this to her.
Oh, yay,
Oh,
Felicia.
look at that.
Yay.
Service and a smile. I
That's
like
right.
that.
Wow. See, our 911 board staff's customer service.
That's how you
Deluxe.
do it. Yes. All right. So we're going to remove this one from here, and we're going to go to the next one now. And let's see who the winner is. All right. Here we go. And, Kelsey
Kelsey
Smith.
Do you know where Kelsey's from?
I do not, but I have that information.
Yes,
so we will make
so
sure that they get their prizes.
Congratulations, Kelsey. We will find out
Congratulations,
and we will get it to you.
congratulations.
Or if it's convenient, regional coordinator for that region will make a personal delivery to your pizza house.
Awesome. There we go. All right. So we're going to move on to the next one here. So we got what, 6 in total, right? Six
Yep.
in six
Oh,
total
yay.
gifts. Okay.
Thank you.
I'm doing the
Yeah,
book
of course.
bundles first, if you're good with that,
Yeah,
and then
no,
we'll
that's
do
good.
the hats last.
Perfect. All right. Number 3. Throw in the robot as we're going.
Ta-da!
All right. So
It
we
is.
have Julie DePriest. If I butchered your last name, I apologize.
Yes,
Okay.
we're sorry. And again, we will check about the logistics, whether to deliver or let's see if anybody's.
Oh, so people are saying, yay, Felicia, yay, Kelsey. All right,
Okay,
cool.
yes,
All right.
very
Yes,
good.
excellent. All right. So
Okay.
remove that one. We're on to number 4.
4.
Here we go. Oh, this is
We do
good.
all
Yes.
our own sound effects.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. Seth Brinson. All right. So the 4 of you got the Imagine Listening book bundles. Yes. That
You
is
will love
great.
the book. Let me tell you, you
Is-
will love the book.
Ah,
You'll love
yes.
everything in the bundle, but the book is.
woo!
Yes, I remember when you talked about the book, and it was a person from, was it 2 years ago?
Yes.
Got your very first copy. Well,
Yes.
we announced it 2 years ago that the book was coming out. So
That's
that
right.
was awesome to do. That
That was
here.
really cool.
Yes,
Yeah, I love
yes,
that. That was good.
yes.
So here we go with the next one. Number
Okay.
5. Here we go. And this will be for one of the hats. And who is it?
It is.
Lauren Young. All right.
Those are really nice caps, you know. Very nice.
I hand press them myself, so enjoy.
Yes.
I don't make the hats myself. Just the patches I put on there.
Do you know your products on Etsy?
I do. Yeah.
That was, I love it. I was like, oh, I've got some things over on my save, but that was a wonderful evening. I was going through it like, oh, I am 911s on Etsy. Yay.
I have a lot of stuff on there. So much
Yes.
more that I'm going to be putting up there soon as well.
Yes,
So
yes.
here we go with the last giveaway, the last hat. And
The
we're
last.
spinning. Here we go. Let's see who it is. Come on. And it's Amberly Buff.
Oh, yes, Amberly. Way
Amberly
out
Buff.
west. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, you know Amberly.
Yes, we know Amberly.
Oh,
Yes,
awesome.
yes,
Well, there
yes.
you go.
Yes, yes, yes.
Thank you very much.
So I would guess Stephanie's going to try to deliver that to you, Amberly, knowing Stephanie. So yay.
All right. Excellent.
So-
Excellent. That was a lot of fun.
And that means
And-
it's over.
When when it gets to this,
Like this is the letdown part.
yes.
Mm.
But it was a lot of fun.
It was. It
yes,
was.
the whole week
I
was
know.
excellent, and spending time with all of you there in Burke County as well. It was just,
Yes.
it was awesome. There was nothing left to. If any of you ever train in this state, you are in good hands with the 911 board, North Carolina 911 board, and I can't say enough. The hospitality, everything, the way everyone just loves all of you, the way you love everyone, and I think it's also because of the fact that you all come from, we all come from the same place,
Yes.
and we're just connected in so many ways. And as I said before, and I was going to say this while Brian Fonts was on as well, but I'll say this right now. I said this to you as well. I have a deep connection with this state because when I first started everything, I was given a chance by Nina to do the podcast there for the very first time, which launched our partnership as well. But it all started in the state of North Carolina.
Yes.
So I mentioned that here yesterday, and I had to stand there for a moment and just take it in and try not to get too emotional as I was talking to everybody, because it was also during a funny part. But here I am, just taking it in. But that's how important it is. And to be able to continue this partnership, thank you.
It's the circle of life. And if we all take inventory, all of us here, everybody out there, if you really think about being in the industry, it comes back around, and you're with people who you have these connections with from many years ago, and when it's happening, you don't know what 10 years is going to bring, but look where we are now. So, yes.
So
I don't want it to end.
What does next week look like?
So we are going up to one of our PSAPs, two PSAPs, Yadkin County and Stokes County. We're going to do a visit there with them, and staff's going to spend the day with their events next week. So we're looking forward to that. We also have our photo contest, our infamous photo contest, that they're going to be providing all of their events for the week. They'll submit those, and then we're going to have a contest again and do pizza with pokey
and pastries.
And pastries with pokey. Yes.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So sometimes we end up going in September just because we're so busy, but that's the prize. So and every year it's growing, and now it's become a real competition that there are challenges across the state for the photo contest about who's going to have the best events and then whose photos are going to win. So we're excited about that.
Amazing.
Yes.
And hopefully we'll be here. We're just going to be doing it next year as well. So we'll see how everything goes.
Yes, we're going to get this on the calendar, and we'll find out what we're going to do. There was some good folks were out there talking about barbecue cook-off. I'm like, ooh, that could be a huge challenge. But we'll do something, even though in our hearts every day, and what this staff does every day for the PSAPs, it's for the telecommunicators that, as Brian says, that citizen and that community. So we're here for every community in North Carolina, every citizen in North Carolina, just to make sure that one call to that one person, even though we get 7 million calls a year, the other people don't care about the other 6 million, whatever one. It's that one. We want to make sure that one. And then we want to acknowledge, and I love the word that one of the Brian's used about tribute to the telecommunicators. It's a tribute. Not everyone can sit in that seat.
That's true.
That headset. So.
Well, that's a wrap, folks.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
All.
Yes, for joining us all week. And for those who are in the classes, thank you all for everything and for what you do every single day.
Let me say something.
Yes,
we're already working on more classes. You don't know that behind the scenes. We've been working on bringing more classes. They loved it. I'm getting accolades on the class.
You didn't make me cry live. But that's awesome as well, yes. And I love that. That is gonna be great. Oh. One last thing.
Sammy, get in there. Oh, you did it. I love it. I love it. Brad had to do the infamous selfie.
That's right. Excellent.
That's a perfect way to end.
That is.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, friend, for coming.
Thank you for everything else.
Thank you all for keeping this going.
Oh, yeah.
I appreciate it.
Bye,
Have
everybody.
a good one, everyone.
Bye-bye.
And happy National Public Safety Telecommunicators Week. That's right. Thank you.